neighbor from up the hill comes knocking on the door and asks me if I want to buy an old air compressor he's got up there. I said, well, how much? 30 bucks. Sold. It does run to a point. I just need to do a little work on it. The throttle's kind of sticky, and I think the needle valve is kind of starving it for gas, because it'll run for a while and then die, and you start it back up and it'll put die, put die. You leave it sit for a minute or two, and then it'll run decently for about 30 seconds and then die. I'm gonna get it apart here. I'm not gonna tear the whole damn thing apart, but I'm gonna get it apart, take the gas tank off, get to the throttle linkage, see if I can get it working a little more smoothly. It does put out air. I'm gonna clean up what I can and see if I can make a little money off it, because I already have my electric. I don't have much use for a gas one, and yeah, I could use it if my electric ever took a dump on me, but that's hopefully not gonna happen. And right now I need the money more than I need another compressor. Get these well, sounds like somebody's having a good day already. There you go. I had this whole side cover off yesterday, and the flywheel just rusty as hell. I'm going to clean that up. The magneto's still working, it's getting good spark, but I'm tearing it down anyhow. I might as well make it look nice. Oh, there we go. It disconnects right there. That's a good thing. Okay, there's a GX 160 Honda 5.5 horse. Yep, she's coming. That's one. Once I get this tank off, I should be able to get to the flywheel a little easier too. I have my wire wheel on the pin grinder, and I can polish that up nice. Well, at least get the crust off it, so anyone who might buy it hopefully won't have any trouble with it. It's loose. What we got up there? Okay, we just got to work these studs out, and there it is. Alright. That might be a little difficult for you to see from this far away. Right now I don't feel like moving the camera all around. I just want to do this job, and I figure you might enjoy the ride. And at the very least, I can use this for my own information. If I screw something up, I'll know hopefully where I went wrong. There's our throttle linkage. You can see It's not really returning. So let's have a look at that. Got one rod here and one little very delicate spring. And it's pretty self-explanatory where they go. Doesn't have a bunch of holes for all over the place like other engines I've worked on. So this ought to be pretty easy. Try to get this carburetor loose. Okay. You got your little delicate spring going into this tiny hole, and your rod, whatever, going into the big hole up top. And that's your choke lever there. Pretty simple thing, and that'll just slide right off should you want it to. Here's your fuel shut off, and under here you have a sediment bowl. You can just take that loose with a 10mm. I would suggest a 6-point socket or wrench on the bottom of that. I know it's a little out of focus because I have it kind of zoomed in, but a 6-point on that, because a 12-point will probably round it off. Well, you can take that sediment bowl out of there and knock the crap out of it, and you also have a filter inside the tank, so they got that taken care of pretty good. And it looks like you can take the filter out of the tank with a wrench. Got a little fitting there going on the side of it. So this carburetor. Okay. Beauty. One bolt on the bottom of the bowl. You have another one here on the side, I guess, if you want to drain the bowl for storage. And there is some crud in there, and you can see, maybe you can see the float has all this brown stuff all over it, so that ain't good. And here comes our needle valve and float. So the way this is, when it's sitting not doing anything, when it's off, the idle, or the throttle, will be wide open. And then as it builds up pressure, this line starts to pressurize and pushes on this pneumatic plunger here, which shoves on that and throttles the engine down. So when it's sitting, the throttle is wide open. When it's got pressure, it closes the throttle. And it was doing that fine yesterday. Now we got a spade right here. And we got apparently cats fighting somewhere over there. Okay, come on, baby. Alright. Work them back and forth a little bit. Alright. Out. It's loose. Oh, yeah. Alright, it's loose. Gotta be careful taking steel bolts out of aluminum, because they like to corrode fast. But fortunately, no issue so far. Interesting thing though, the neighbor that sold this to me, he got it out of the trash. Somebody trash picked it. A little sandpaper. Let's put this real tough, crusty stuff on here. I don't expect it to look clean enough to eat off of, I guess, but do what you can. Just a piece of postcard looking thing. And that's about 20 thousandths of an inch, I believe, or maybe 15, 10, something like that. But this will get you in the ballpark and get you so you have a spark. And what I like to do is turn this, there were magnets there, lay that postcard right on the magnet, and your coil will stick fast for you real nice. Make sure you got it under both legs on the coil, that way it ain't sitting canted one way or the other. You want to stick it just like that. You'll get it. Just keep messing with it. You'll get there. You can also use a matchbook cover or a business card, which I think actually a business card is a little better. I think a business card really is 20 thousandths of an inch. This might be a little thinner, but I know it'll do the job. Well, hopefully you noticed the past performance. Sputter and die, backfire and die, wouldn't run, blah blah blah. Let's give it a try now. Fuel on, choke it. So there you go. If you have a GX series Honda engine and it's doing that to you, acting like it's running out of fuel because
Well, I must have cleaned the carb 3 times on this thing. Went over all kinds of crap on it. It's a good thing I did that. I took care of that sticky throttle and got the flywheel cleaned off, got all the cooling fins cleared out. You know, always good to go over the thing, but finally I got a little desperate. Looked on the internet, and apparently these things are kind of finicky about spark plugs. It was the spark plug, the whole friggin', well, probably most of the time anyhow. I don't know why it would act just that way, because usually when I figure if an engine, usually what I figure, if an engine fires at all, the spark plug's probably alright, and I usually dismiss it. And this one was firing, just wouldn't keep firing. And for some reason, the engine did not like that plug, which this is not even the right plug. The threaded section is supposed to be longer, sticking down in there farther, but it's running fine off it. This is out of my Wisconsin, but for some reason it runs it. So all I got to do now is get a good plug to leave in this sucker, and I'll be in business. So there you go, $30 compressor, and probably needed a carb cleaning, yeah, but mostly it needed a spark plug. I imagine that might be the reason it got thrown away in the first place. So before you just chuck shit, at least take a look at the simple stuff, you know. Take it easy. Thanks for watching.